Hello there. Just before I talk about the song, just a quick word about watching YouTube videos on your television. It's been brought to my attention that occasionally some people have some problems. I think it's the vast minority. I don't think this is a thing that's that extensive, an issue that's that extensive, but nevertheless it does affect some people. When I make these videos and upload them to YouTube, I will, once they've been uploaded, I check them generally on the computer via YouTube online. Occasionally I'll check them on the television just to see how sounds are coming across. And I have noticed now and then that there is occasional visual interference, and it only lasts a few seconds, maybe up to 10 seconds, and it only lasts maybe 2 or 3 times in a video. When I say visual interference, the picture completely goes and you just get a lot of wavy lines and colours. It's unwatchable. The strange thing is, I mean, it's taken me a long time for me to get my head around this, because it's one of these kind of things where you think, oh my God, what's happening? It's inexplicable or unexplainable, or whatever the word is. But it does seem to be mainly my own videos. That said, I do remember seeing some sort of issue when I was watching somebody else's video, and they also were doing 4K videos, and the 4K thing may be significant here. In my last video, defending the king on the 5 coastal path, there are a number of places in that video where I can see visual interference on the television. When I watch them on the computer, via YouTube online, everything's fine. This interference only happens when I watch it on the television. The first bit of interference starts, I think it's at 9:29 in the video, and the fact that it always is at this exact same place each time it happens, it signifies that there's actually something in the video file that is contributing to this problem, if not being the sole cause of the problem. What you're watching on YouTube is not my original video file. It has been processed by YouTube, and they do various things to it in order to make it watchable in any number of different avenues, whatever that word is. Somebody made a comment in, I think it was my last video in fact, and he said the exact same thing. He was getting visual and some sort of interference. That disturbed me a bit, you know, because I put in an awful lot of work to make these videos watchable, enjoyable, and to ensure a decent quality. You know, that's why I got a 4K camera. That's why I spend a lot of time getting the sound levels right, so that you're not constantly adjusting the volume when different scenes happen. So it upset me a wee bit. I thought, what is going on here? I really couldn't get my head around it. The fact that it's okay when watched on a computer or an Android device, but it wasn't on my television. I mean, most of the videos all right. It just, as I say, it's about 2 or 3 places in that video, and always at the exact same places. I went to Curry's out at Burryhead, and I asked if it would be possible to watch just a small bit of one of my videos on one of their televisions. These are modern televisions. I got to the 9:29 place in that video, and it was fine. Which just kind of adds to the confusion, you know. You think, what is going on? My television's about 6.5 years old. I thought, is it something to do with the age of the television? I think it's a combination of things. I think it's a combination of perhaps the age of the television. That's not the sole picture, because somebody said that they were getting the same sort of interference on a modern Samsung So maybe the age of the television is actually nothing to do with anything. It may be something to do with the way YouTube are processing the videos. I don't know. You know, they've had to keep up with changing technology. Televisions have changed very quickly over a number of years. My gut feeling is that this is just down to two things. It's down to your broadband or Wi-Fi speed or efficiency. If it's not up to scratch, then the YouTube app on the television maybe struggles a wee bit at certain places, defined by how the video is processed. You'll get some sort of visual interference. It may also be simply down to the YouTube app on your television. Sometimes they might. I had a look at mine I've got an LG television. As I say, it's about 6.5 years old. The YouTube app was last updated 2 years ago. I don't think I have the option on this television to uninstall it and reinstall it. I can reset the YouTube app. Maybe that's the same thing. So I've tried resetting it, I've tried all sorts of things like switching the television off when it's still on and scaring the living daylights out of my television, none of which has actually made any difference whatsoever. When I watch that video on my television, I still get the visual interference, one of which is at 9:29 in the video. But, you know, the fact that it's okay in a computer, it's okay in a modern television and carries, it means it's really a bit of a mystery. I sometimes think technology has come on in such leaps and bounds that when something goes wrong, nobody really knows how to fix it. But I'd be interested to hear from anyone who has experienced similar visual interference when they're watching on their television. You know, what's that television have you got? How old is it? Have you tried resetting the YouTube app and stuff like that? You know, the only thing I haven't tried is doing a complete factory reset in a television. I don't know if I want to do that because there's been that many updates since I bought it. It probably take quite a while to sort itself out again. So I'd be keen to hear from folk who maybe experience similar things. As far as the song is concerned, for We Are Strong, this was a song that I came up with during the pandemic. I think we're sort of out of the pandemic now, although I think anybody in China would probably disagree with that. You know, it's only when you come out of something like that that you realise maybe how serious it all was. It was scary at the time. You know, at one point there was over 1,000 people a day dying in the UK alone. That was scary. And for some reason, it was just a song I came out with, and it is to do with the pandemic. Like a lot of my songs, it's some of the words are meaningful and some of them are just fillers, you might say. And you know, when I last put it on YouTube, it probably wasn't mixed very well, and there was something about it I wasn't entirely happy with. And the music that I put on YouTube isn't really viewed that often. Okay, sometimes the music's appreciated if it goes with visuals. If it's in a video, it's not the main thing. But when I do songs or bits of music and put them on YouTube as a standing bit of entertainment in their own right, they're not generally viewed that often or liked that much, you know. That's just the way it is. I'm not that good is probably the reason why that is. But this song has it's just come back to me. The melody's been sort of dancing around in my head, demanding attention and demanding that I revisit it. Basically, what I've done is I've just it's not just a remix. I mean, when I opened up the sound file, the Cubase Element sound file, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, oh my God, what's this? There was about 30 odd different tracks, and I'm thinking, do I need that? What is that? Do I need that? There's a lot of duplication, unnecessary duplication going on. So it's not just a remix, I've rehashed it, I've deleted stuff, added stuff, completely sort of looked at the whole thing from scratch. The vocals are the same, there is a lot of the sounds that are the same. I was quite happy with the vocals the last time, even if there was a certain element to them in the mix, in the way that I EQ'd them and stuff that I wasn't entirely happy with. But it is the same vocals that I have revisited as far as just trying to make them sound better. Compression and EQ and all sorts of stuff. The main thing I think about this version of the song is that I've added different pipes. Now, you'll have to forgive me for the pronunciation. I don't know how to pronounce these. I should have checked it on the computer before I come on here. It's the Uilleann Pipes, or Uilleann Pipes. They're such a lovely instrument. The sound, such a resonant sound of certain sort of frequencies in there that just grabs your heart and squeezes it. It's just a beautiful sounding instrument. I have these pipes on the computer. It's MIDI pipes, but the sound files are taken from real Uilleann pipes. So it is the real thing, but just not played in the way that you would play these pipes. When I'm making videos and when I'm creating songs on the computer, I'll know if I've done something that might be reasonably good if I find myself weeping in front of the computer. This is a song, just in the pipes, just helps the emotion that's in the song to sort of come out. The last time I put it online, somebody made a comment that they had been listening to the song in the street with their earphones, and they just had to stop in the middle of the street and sit down and had a real weep to themselves. In fact, even as I'm saying this, I'm starting to tear up a wee bit. It's just, it's a very powerful thing to put a lot of emotion into a song and to have that emotion felt by the person listening to the song. So I hope you enjoy this new version, for we are strong.